August 12th, 1992, you gave birth to your third. And this time, all you wanted was a baby girl to call your own. Frankie. She fist fought her way out of the womb and fell directly onto a baseball field while you were trying to paint her face pink. She was playing tackle football in my backyard. Ripped jeans, her brother's t-shirt, and mud for makeup. She could always throw that ball farther than me. And the first time we got drunk on your back porch, Frankie told me she had a crush on my girlfriend. I smiled because I did too, and so we began to bond over the thing we longed so greatly to talk about, girls. How soft they were, how much we liked the way they smiled, how we always hoped they were smiling at us, and how we could not for the life of us understand them. So we drank and spoke all night and came to the conclusion that we could not for the life of us understand them. And then she left, went away to college. Months later, she returned home with unsure eyes and trembling fingers, breasts bound tight beneath her t-shirt and hair crew cut. She said, "Call me Frank, not Frankie." And I embraced him then as the man he finally knew himself to be. An open letter to Frank's mother. I can see the first time he tried to make you understand. Sitting in your recliner, black and cracked, comfortable by years of routine, he comes in. Eyes pinned to the ground and feet dragging, he had prepared for this moment all semester. Rehearsed the words in his room until they were all he could speak. A poem, trying to put eloquently what he was just beginning to understand himself, but it did not matter. For I opened my arms to the shedding of layers. You put yours out in front to protect from the truth you were not ready for. Covered him in lies and guilt trips. Tried to make him buckle beneath the weight of words like, "How could you do this to me? Do you understand how this makes me feel?" It when he stood strong in the face of your backwards parenting, you instead spewed confused dogma passed down to you from the hills of West Virginia. You tried to seep into his skin, doubt like a poison, but this is no phase. There is no experiment here. You cannot keep him from his right to feel comfortable in his own skin. I am sorry that you did not get the daughter you asked for. But there is a man fighting for his place in this world, that he needs his mother. All I can do is sit on your back porch and make sure that he is not alone when he reaches for your hand and only finds a bottle, another night of empty glasses and the sweet sting of blurred vision. Tell me, do you ever tire of burning the insides of your child? Of distilling revelation into hate? Of hiding behind that picket line, 1 part tradition and 3 parts fear for 1 second? Try and see that this is not about Jesus or your God or liberals or conservatives or the generation gap. This is not even about you. This is about your son. So open your arms and love him back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. My name is Tom Dreitlein. I'm a spoken word poet, and I want to challenge you to take a critical look at any time in your life that you're a storyteller. We all tell stories. We're all given stages and microphones in different ways. Anytime you're given that platform to speak, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Whose story am I telling? And is it mine to tell? The poem I just shared with you is the story of the struggles my friend Frank has gone through and continues to go through. And when I finished the first draft, I went to him and I read it to him and I asked him permission to share it with others. And he gave it to me. So I did. I shared it with everyone. I screamed that poem through every microphone in Buffalo that would let me, and some that didn't want me to, and I kept doing it. And I kept doing it. And this weird thing started to happen. I started getting compensated. I won poetry slams. I got booked for poetry gigs. I got opportunities to speak. The fact that I'm here today is a direct result of someone else watching me perform that poem and wanting me to share it with others. But as these opportunities started coming in, I had to take a critical look at what was going on. And what I saw was the fact that I got on stage, shared someone else's story, someone else's struggle, and was then rewarded for doing so. This brought up a lot of questions. I had to ask myself why I was getting on stage in the first place. What good was I really doing? What harm could I be doing? I had to ask myself if this was my story to tell. And today, I think it is. Today, I think every one of you in the audience needs to hear Frank's story. and I'm just lucky enough to be able to tell it. But tomorrow, that might not be the case. We always have to be cognizant of the narratives that we're telling and if it's our place to share them. That second question is not a question we ever get to stop asking ourselves. Another poem came from this experience of working through these conflicts and these questions, and I want to close with that poem. And I want to challenge all of you to always ask yourself, whose story am I telling? And is it mine to tell? Thank you. One, on writing with severed hands, it was a strangling freedom. The first time I dragged you on stage and made you puke out your gospel like for 3 minutes. I didn't have to be me. Better, others saw and they liked it, so why shouldn't I? By the 10th time, I figured you just sat in your room and dreamed of the stage like I dreamed of your voice crawling out the speakers. By the 50th time, I pulled you, battered and bruised on my backpack, scraped the dirt off your face and spit shine you before we took stage, but I was tired of pretending. I siphoned the story from your arm, pulled the heartache out, pumped it into my lungs, let it splash around and find home. When I grew tired of that, I searched for something drier. I stapled the pages of your diary to my lips, bled your pain out my mouth. It tasted like sermon, like the truest of lies. It painted the room crimson and black, ink running from the creaking windows. 2, on breathing borrowed air, I wrapped you up around my throat. You went down like honey, I promise. I told myself these words rang like a church bell, but I never asked that they did. Never wondered the sound a lie makes when you scream it in metaphor. Just decided, just denied the memories bubbling through the floorboards, the stage. Damp 3, inspiration, it is easy to slip your fingers in the muck of someone's life and grab at the pain that shines. What is hard is letting go after you've seen it pull tears from the sea of shadows beneath you. What is hard is crying the story back into the soil. 4, on trimming someone's carcass. There is no time for limbs. I speak slowly, I have had to trim the fat. Yes, there were moments when the body fought back, when the knife itself turned on me, but isn't that the beauty of writing? You can wipe away anything spilt that isn't easy on the ears, the heart that complicates. The liver that cleans, so all I have left now is the stomach. His mouth limp, pried open by his hands. Severed, there is no room for puppetry here. It's all a display piece anyway. 5, on penance, on humming psalms, dry-tongued, I have sang this song before. I will sing it again. The words I picked up from footprints in the mud, the tune I made up on my own. Is this all we are? Blood-sucking narcissists pawning off vials of stolen stories, not tonight. Tonight I am just me. No vampire skin on these cheekbones. Tonight I am here with my own gospel, my own pages stapled, lips dripping ink, blood running true. And I'm ready to sing. Thank you.